The Army of the Dead is the final Zack Snyder movie we are looking at in this retrospective series that we are doing for Zack Snyder movies. So let's talk about it.
May care, and I'm just the devil with.
Okay, so The Army of the Dead is Zack Snyder's newest movie that he recently did that came out on Netflix. Now, this is another zombie action film that he comes back to do with Dave Bautista in the lead role. Now, I love Dawn of the Dead. I love what Zack was able to do with that movie, the way it was shot. So I was naturally, the first time I was going to watch Army of the Dead, was super excited for this because during that time, Walking Dead was out and stuff like that. So I was really into zombies at that point. So I was really excited to see what Zack was able to do with how unique he was able to make Dawn of the Dead feel when it comes to zombie films. I was hoping he was going to do that here. And that's exactly what Zack does in this film. Now, what Zack does really well in this film is he creates these zombies that aren't just your traditional brains. You know, the ones that just stroll along, walk next to you, and you're like, if I just sprint 10 miles, I'm safe. It's all good. He doesn't do that. These ones are different type of zombies, and that's what I love. I love the uniqueness behind them. You know, they answer to someone else. That is cool. But it's the way that he's able to shoot these zombies and how they move that make them really scary. And that's what I love. And look, design-wise, Zack nails the design here. Because, dude, the way that the zombies look are so cool. Like, absolutely so cool. And, you know, he builds this whole lore behind them as well to why they are like they are, which to me enhances the movie. Because how many times have we watched zombie films where we've just sit there and gone, okay, they're just there, they're fodder, they're cannon fodder, that's all they are. They're just there to serve as a purpose as these people to run through them and cut them to shreds just for the, you know, the sake of it. Just to be like, hey, look guys, zombies are still in this movie, but guess what? They're cannon fodder. Not in this movie. In this movie, Zack makes it very clear throughout the whole entire film that these zombies are just not there for cannon fodder. These zombies are there because they actually are quite intelligent. And they actually have an idea of what they want to do. They actually understand their own society, which is what I love. You know, when you develop the lore of these zombies like that, it makes the stakes raise. So when our main characters that we follow, our group of people that we follow to go in and do this heist in Vegas, it makes those stakes and, you know, the believability that these people may not make it out even higher. And to me, that's what works so well when it comes to the whole zombie element. And like, to come up with an idea of Vegas is infected with the zombie virus, and now you got a group of people who are like, yo, let's go rob in the middle of Vegas a casino full of money. Like, it's just brilliant. It's a brilliant idea. Like, when you hear that, you're instantly like, this sounds like that type of fun that I just want to go sit down and watch and enjoy. So, I love that. But when we meet our group of characters, they're awesome. They're awesome. Like, Dave Bautista is fantastic in this film. I really love Dave Bautista. And I feel like every time he does a new film, he just gets better and better and better. And that's what I love. So, to me, Dave Bautista is definitely the best out of all the rest of, like, the wrestlers and that who have turned actors. I feel like he's definitely the best of them. And his acting chops, man, are getting better and better each time he does a film. And in here, leading this film, I thought he does a fantastic job as his character. And, you know, portraying this character, giving this character life in this movie to make you feel emotionally attached to him. And, you know, you had this storyline with him and the girl throughout the whole entire film that instantly you are getting attached to as it's progressing. And as the stakes go up, things start to happen in this movie where you're on the edge of your seat because you're like, oh my God, I'm so attached to these two characters and their relationship right now that the stakes for me are up here now. I want them to get out. I want them to get the money. I want them to get out of here alive and not die. But then when obviously we get to the tragic events of what actually happens, and it crushes your heart because you're rooting for these characters to get through. And as you're watching each one die one by one, you're like, oh, but then obviously there's a twist in this movie as well, where you're kind of like, that's fine, deserved, Don't care about that. You deserve that. You wanted to twist and turn it against them. That's fine by me. But it's that ending with Dave Bautista's character that's just, it's like a knife in the heart, man. Because I really wanted that character to survive. I was rooting for it because I enjoyed from the very first minute we met this character to the very final minute, going on that character arc and that character journey with him and seeing how he progressed from point A to point B. It just made me just fall in love with this character and want this character to survive. So every time a zombie's there and he's fighting his way to get out, I'm rooting for this guy. I'm like, come on, let's do it. Get through. Come on, you guys can do it. And then obviously the ending, man, it's a knife in the heart, man. It really is. But look, all the characters I enjoyed, especially the guy who actually got the spin-off movie. I can't quite remember his name, but he got the spin-off movie where he's actually the one that does all the coding to the actual safe. I loved him in this movie. Absolutely loved him. And, it's great to see Zack get a spin-off sort of movie from this as well. Obviously, he didn't direct it, but I like that idea as well. And I like this universe that Zack's building because this is a unique zombie universe that he's created here because they're not the same. And, that opening sequence as well where the actual virus gets out is insane. And I feel like there's so many things that he could do in this world to progress it moving forward from now on. Now, when it comes to Zack Snyder, we know visually this guy knows how to shoot a movie and make it look gorgeous. This movie's no different, man. This movie is no different. Like, the action sequences are shot brilliantly. I really like the action in this movie. The way that he's able to shoot it to make it look like this was all happening in real time is absolutely fantastic. But what I also loved with the way that he was shooting it is the way he was able to create these scenes and this tension within the scenes, especially with like the roars and stuff like that when it comes from the zombies. And the way that, when that, I believe, the lion comes, the zombie lion, bro, that shot is fantastic, bro. The design of it, the way that it looks, oh my word, that's something I've never seen before. I've never seen a zombie like that. Like, obviously we've seen Resident Evil and we've seen things like that, but this was like a whole nother level. Because this was like, I'm staring at this thing and I'm sitting there like, oh my god. How are they going to fight this thing? Because this thing looks like it's about to rip anything apart. And just the way that he was able to shoot that scene was just top notch, man. Absolute top notch. And I feel like all of it was shot beautifully. Like, especially, the way that he was able to edit and shoot the scene where they're trying to unlock it. And, they're building the tension because, like, come on, man, we gotta hurry up, man. Time's running out. Because, they're about to blow up this place as well. Like, they're about to blow up Vegas. So they're like, we need to, get moving. So you have this tension build up with with these gorgeous shots and, like, this editing style that has you on the edge of your seat because it's going right now. It's like, they're running out of time, man. Hurry up. Come on, you can do it. So I think the way that he was able to shoot that and get that feel, to add those horror elements, like, because when you're talking about action horror movies, what you want is you want the action sequences, which are fantastic in this movie, the gunfighting, the hand-to-hand combat. That's what we go to see when we come to see action movies. But when you're adding zombies and the horror stuff, you need to nail those sort of like horror elements as well. Because I feel like if you don't, then it just doesn't feel like you're making an action horror movie. And it becomes a bit lackluster because it's like, well, I'm just watching an action movie with cannon fodder. But what Zack does in this movie is he enhances the zombies, gives them a bit of backstory, gives them a bit of, character, because we know about the lead zombie and, like, what's going on with them. So by adding that, you're already giving them characters, but then you throw in the tension building. Then you throw in, the actual practical effects, the way that they look. And then you're starting to get these horror elements mixed in with this action sequence, which I think he blended perfectly in this film, in my opinion. Because while the action sequence is going on, the stakes are getting raised and the tension's building. So I think that's really, really, like, that's a testament to him. But then he also has that horror suspense throughout the film as well in certain elements when it's certain scenes, sorry, when it's needed, especially with the creature that comes out. That to me is just what adds to this movie. It elevates it. This is something that I think Sucker Punch failed at, is blending these two different sort of genres and putting them together. So obviously Sucker Punch is like a fantasy, but then you also have like this really deep, dark drama going on at the same time. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to mesh them two together to make it feel like a flowing movie that worked. Where here, he's got the horror and he's got the action and he's put it together and it flows brilliantly in my opinion. And this, to me, is just a really good zombie film. And that's all I wanted. For when I saw the trailer for this, when I heard about this, that's all I wanted was a good zombie film. Like, obviously, I know he did a fantastic job with Dawn of the Dead. Like, absolutely fantastic. This one is good as well. I wouldn't say it's better than Dawn of the Dead, because I don't know, I just love Dawn of the Dead. I think that's just fantastic. But this movie, to me, man, it's a good film. It's a good film, and I would like to see more of this universe, because obviously we get the, you know, the ending that kind of hints towards maybe potentially more moving forward. But yeah, I liked it. So let me know what you guys think of not Dawn of the Dead. We've already done Dawn of the Dead. Let me know what you think of the Army of the Dead. Did you guys love it? Did you not? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button for me and click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.